Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 140. And I'm back from vacation, so didn't have a stream last week. I don't know if you guys missed me or not, but if you did, I'm back now. And for this stream, I'm letting you guys choose the set list. So any song of mine that I've written, that I've played, that I've performed, you are welcome to request that song, and I will play it for you. If you look in the description on YouTube, in fact, I should post that in the chat. 1 second. Songs in... hard to type with one hand. Hey, we got Stan and Jack in the chat. Songs in the description. I should probably start posting that in general. I could pin that or something. There we go. Songs in the description. So whichever song you'd like to hear, just let me know, and I'll play it just for you. Catching up. We got Jack. Hey, Jack said, still dealing with some messy stuff involving insurance, and I worked in insurance. Man, well, I hope that smooths out for you. Hopefully that's not a mess that's too difficult to clean up. But yeah, I know that kind of stuff can be a little tricky. Stan, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. And thank you. Jack says, definitely missed you, my dude. Well, I guess I'm glad to be missed, so, but I'm glad to be back too, you know, so glad I didn't have to keep you waiting too long, but definitely here to bring you some music. Looking forward to catching up with you guys. I hope you all have had a good summer so far. I did have a good time on vacation, and I'll get into that. I'll tell you guys a little bit, but it was just nice to have some time away with the family. I think it's good to have a vacation every now and then. You don't always have to go somewhere. I think staycations are very cool too. And in fact, sometimes I think a staycation would be a very nice thing. That's probably something I need to implement a little more into my yearly routine. But let me go ahead. I'm going to kick things off with an instrumental. Just play a little music for you guys since I've had to make you wait so long for music. And then I'll share a little bit about my vacation. But by all means, if there is a song you'd like me to play for you, feel free to let your request be made known, and I'll play that song just for you. All right, this one's instrumental. Been a little while, so might be a little rocky, so gonna get warmed up with this one. I haven't played this solo in forever. Gosh. So not too shabby. I was getting through the solo there, and I was like, hey, this is coming out better than I thought. And then the end was a little sloppy. So might have gotten a pass on Guitar Hero, but, you know. There we go. That's the last part. Gosh. So there we go. Anyway, that's what happens when you go on vacation. Your chops go down a little bit. I did bring my guitar with me, but I brought it more for songwriting. I wasn't really like practicing or anything like that. For anyone in the chat, don't be shy. Say hello. Hope you're doing well, and I'm letting you guys choose my my set list for this stream. So you can find my songs in the description, and whichever song of mine you'd like me to play for you, just let your request be made known, and I will play that song for you. Let's catch up with the chat. And yeah, just kind of some exciting stuff, or at least stuff that I think's exciting. Hopefully you'll think so too. But I love songwriting, and so even when I go on vacation with the family, I definitely prioritize the family, try to spend time with them. But when I have some time to myself, it's kind of nice to just work on music for fun, like just do the creative stuff. I'm not worried about mixing or producing a song. I'm not worried about, what the next release is going to be and like how I'm going to go about handling, like none of the business stuff. It's just the fun stuff, just writing and just kind of trying something out. So I had a few songs I was looking at, and there was one that I ended up writing some lyrics for, and I'm pretty pleased with how the lyrics are coming out. It's kind of interesting. I'll give you guys a little teaser of what it is. It's actually an old song, and old as in I've performed it for you guys acoustically. It's one of my old acoustic songs, but it's a song that has received good feedback from people. Whenever I play it, they're like, hey, I really like the way that sounds. But the lyrics aren't that great. And so I wanted to go back and revisit the lyrics, and I kind of wanted to see, like, could I make a metal version of the song? And it's definitely been a challenge, but it's been a fun challenge, and it's kind of coming out pretty cool. Like, I'm definitely excited about it. So I don't think it's going to be my next release, but it is something in the works. So hopefully it's on the horizon. We got Daniel in the chat. Hey, Daniel. Good to see you, man. Good evening, all. I'm about to start cooking some food. What's on the menu for tonight? Let me know, Daniel. And if I recall, I think you either had a staycation pretty recently or a vacation, or maybe both. I don't know. But have you traveled anywhere recently, or have you just taken some time off to enjoy to yourself? If you have, let me know. And yeah, I'd be curious what you've been up to. Again, I was away last week. I was on vacation. Stan says, trying, man, but it keeps pausing here. We are getting some storms, not giving up yet. Well, I hope it clears up. I know we've needed some rain in our area. What is it? We had some rain earlier today. It actually was coming down pretty hard. Right now, looks pretty sunny out, so it didn't last too long. It was hard, but it wasn't very long. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, vacation was good. I went to Nag's Head with my family, which turns out Nag's Head is a lot bigger than I realized. But it was still nice. We were at a place, we stayed at a house pretty close to the beach. And so, it was a walking distance away, so we could grab our stuff pretty easily and walk there. Had good weather. We did have rain, but it wasn't enough rain to like interfere with our plans. So we still had, everything worked out pretty nice. So we had a good time on the beach. It was nice just hitting the waves. We had some pretty good waves one day. That was a lot of fun. So I did some boogie boarding with some of my siblings and in-laws and my dad. And then we'd go out to eat, a lot of good restaurants, a lot of good eating out there. Had some pretty good meals, had some good cook-ins. Some of our family, they had like, one of them was staying at a resort, so we went there and did some swimming in the pools. I love swimming in a pool, so that was a lot of fun for me. I brought my skateboard, didn't get to do a whole lot of skating. To be honest, it was a pretty easy going vacation. I mean, we were very active, definitely got together, watching movies and stuff, and went for bike rides, and we were doing a lot. It wasn't like we were just sitting around and doing nothing, so definitely kept busy, but in a good way. And so, yeah, it was a good vacation, and it was kind of nice just have some time and not like think too much about all the other things. You know, kind of got my mind off some stuff, allowed myself to just sort of rest and recover. I did sleep pretty good, but I maybe got in the habit of staying up a little too late. So I got to break that habit now that I'm back in the real world. But either way, it was a good vacation. So if any of you have been on vacation recently, let me know where you've been. Let me know what you've been up to. Daniel says, on the menu for tonight, he's cooking some chicken fajitas. That sounds good. I had a staycation this time. My next trip I'm planning on is Switzerland, maybe. Dude, that is awesome. How long away is that? Is that something you would do like in the fall, in the winter? Is that next year? You know, I'd be curious. Stan's back, so good to have you back, Stan. But yeah, Switzerland would be really cool. Have you ever been to Europe before, Daniel? Let me know. I've never been to Europe. Again, my parents went earlier this year. They went to celebrate their 40th anniversary, so that was really cool. But I've never been across seas. I've never been to Europe. Furthest I've ever been is South America. I've been to some of the, I've been to like the Dominican Republic and Colombia and a few places down there. Cool. Anyway, guys, I'm letting you all choose my set list, so if anyone has a request, let me know. Again, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube, and whichever song of mine you'd like me to play for you, let me know. I will say, Stan says, hanging off of porches, I guess, I don't know if that's what you're doing now or if that's what you like to do on vacation. I'm not sure what you're referencing there. Daniel says, that maybe be next year. Yes, I just went to Italy a few months ago. That's right. I think I recall. Yeah, I recall you went to Italy because my parents were also in Italy just a few months ago. So very cool. Yeah, I'd be curious. I think Switzerland would be really cool. I wish it was raining here. Yeah, I don't know if that's like a nationwide thing, but it seems like a lot of people are really hoping for rain right now. I know we got back home and our grass is like very brown. Again, we got like a little bit of rain today, but it wasn't very long. It was coming down pretty heavy, but it only lasted maybe 20 minutes, something like that. You know, it wasn't all that much. So maybe we'll get another wave of that eventually. So we'll see. Now, guys, one thing, just in case you aren't aware, I think most of you are, but in case you aren't, I did release a new song. My latest release is finally out. I put out a song called Waiting, and I was kind of on the fence because, again, I had to get ready for vacation, but the song was almost done, and I kind of had to choose, like, do I wait till after vacation to release the song, or do I try to get it released beforehand? And ultimately, I decided that I would go ahead and just try to get it released. So it was a little bit of a rush to get it out, but it worked. You know, I made I don't have like a fancy video or anything for it. It's just a simple, you know, backing track video, just a little visualizer to listen to the song to. But I'm quite pleased with how the song came out. I tried some things with the production, and I don't know, it just came out sounding really good. I'm sure there's still areas I can improve on, but for the most part, I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. And definitely excited for future songs. And this song is kind of special to me for a few reasons. Because one, this is sort of the last of my old songs. At least I say that. But again, like I've had some songs that were mostly finished for a long time. And as I've started this journey, you know, as a solo artist and putting out my music, I figured it made sense to just start with the songs that I already had written. You know, why go through the trouble of writing new songs when I have these songs that are perfectly finished and they just need to be produced? And I figured they'd be a good way to practice for me, just learning how to get better at mixing, how to get better at producing songs that had that professional quality to them. So that's kind of what's happened. You know, I've tried different things, experimented with different things, and ultimately, you know, the last two mixes I put out, Brothers to the End and Waiting, I've been pretty pleased with how those mixes have come out, and I've learned from those, so that just makes me excited for the next release, because I think I can do just as good, if not better, and if I just continue to get a little better with each release, then I'm pretty excited about where I'll be at several months from now, a year from now, and but this is kind of an exciting release for me because it's the last of my old songs. You know, after this, pretty much the next time I want to release a song, we're getting into new territory here. Now, I do have some songs that are finished. Earlier this year, I wrote a song called Plastic Cup. Some of you guys are familiar with that song. Hey, we got Blue Unicorn in the chat. Hey, Blue, hope you're doing well. If you've got a song you'd like to request, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube. And just let me know which song you'd like me to play for you, and I'll play it just for you. I'm talking about my latest release. I just released a song called Waiting. Haven't played that yet. But I just released that song last week while I was on vacation, or at least it actually came out like right before I left for vacation. And after that, yeah, it's kind of new terrain from now. Now, earlier this year, I did write a song called Plastic Cup. Some of you have heard me perform that. But again, I haven't released that song yet. So that's coming up pretty soon. That's probably going to be one of, if not the next song that I release. I might do a few like stripped down versions of some songs. I do have a stripped down version of Waiting, the song I just put out. So I'm probably going to release a stripped down version pretty soon once I get that in the works. And then like I said, and then I do have one more old song, but it's basically a new song because it's a song that I wrote years ago. I wrote it for what is it? I wrote it for an acoustic album that I put out years ago, like back in 2012 or something like that, several years ago. And every time I've played it, I usually get pretty good feedback. People seem to like the sound of like the music and the melodies and stuff. I think it's a pretty catchy melody for the chorus. And but it was an acoustic song, and I wasn't really that crazy about the lyrics, and so I wanted to revisit it, and I kind of came up with a concept, and I'm pretty pleased with how the lyrics are coming out. Like, I think it's a legitimately good song. I'm pretty excited about it, and definitely excited to get it finished and get it shared. But then the next thing was like, can I actually make this sound like a metal song? Is it going to work for my style of music? And it's been a bit of a challenge, but it's been a fun challenge, and it's kind of coming out like pretty cool and pretty unique. So I'm kind of excited for it. So it's sort of weird because it's technically an old song, but it's basically new because the music's being done in a different style than it was originally written, and the lyrics are being rewritten. So it's essentially a new song, but that will probably come shortly after Plastic Cup. And then after that, pretty much just having to write new songs, and I'm very excited about that because I do like the songs that I've released, but they're kind of, again, they're old songs, and I've lived a lot more life, have a lot more thoughts and experiences, and I'm excited to write songs about those things. And I think I'm a different person than I was when I originally wrote those songs. So I'm really excited to see what's to come now. I'm really excited to get into that new territory. Daniel was asking, and now your merch store is up. That's correct. And since you mentioned it, I'll go ahead and kind of share a little link with you guys. I think I got it copy and pasted, but yeah, that was a big achievement for this year as well. So definitely been making a lot of improvements, but I do have my merch store up and running. In fact, right now what I'm doing, since I just put out a song, I'm kind of taking a step back and planning out the next few steps. So I'm going to be meeting with Amanda. She's my friend who helped design my logo, and she helped design the merch, and she helps me with my album covers and has done a few lyric videos for me. And so I'm going to be touching base with her soon about like the next steps of how we can continue to make new merch, bring new merch for you guys, and how we can come up with good plans for promoting the songs as I release them and making content out of that stuff. So pretty much just planning the new steps. But thank you guys. Those of you, Daniel, Stan, Jack, those of you who've stuck with me and been super supportive. Some of you who aren't even here yet, but you're always here on my streams, like Silas and Chad and Lady C and even Fab and several of you guys that have helped me out so much. Gary, man, there's so many. Clay, Dom, there's a lot of people who have just been super supportive of me and my music, and you guys have been so kind and sharing it, and I'm definitely excited for what's to come, and I hope you guys stick around this journey with me, and I hope you guys are looking forward to what's to come too, because definitely some new horizons are coming soon. So Stan says, I've got a request, move on. Love the message behind it. Yep. I do try to write a lot of songs about perseverance, and that's definitely what Move On is a song about. In fact, it might be a good song based on what we're discussing right now. I don't know about you guys, but we all have, at least I hope we're all working towards something. I hope we all have plans. I know there's some people that unfortunately seem to have kind of an aimless life. It just seems like they aren't really working towards something. But a lot of times, usually we're motivated by something, and it can seem so far away, whatever that thing is that we're going after, and whatever it is we're trying to accomplish, whatever we're trying to get better at, whatever we're trying to work towards. And it can be discouraging sometimes to just see how far away that thing is. And it's like no matter how hard we try, we don't seem to get that much closer. But if you just stay patient and you stay perseverant and you stick with it, and in time, I think from time to time, it's good to sort of look back. And that's kind of what we're doing this year. Even this year, I have to admit, if I'm being honest with you guys, I had a certain goal for how many songs I wanted to release this year. And I think I got off to a late start when I released my first song. And I'm a little nervous that I'm not going to reach my goal. I'll be honest. I'm not sure that I'm going to reach the number of releases that I was hoping to release this year. It's going to be super close. But when I look back, there's so much that's happened already. Because first off, I'm getting a lot better sounds. Like the production has improved. That time that I took, it might have taken me longer to get my songs released, but I'm releasing higher quality songs now because of that. So it was a little bit of a compromise, but I think it was a good compromise to make. I've got the merch store up and running, been consistent with streams. I've been a guest on a few different streams. I've been releasing stripped down versions. So if you include those, I actually have, if you include the stripped down versions, then I might reach my goal. But the stripped down stuff was supposed to be more of a bonus goal. So it depends how you want to count it. But technically, I probably will release more music this year, just not as many new songs as I was hoping. Some of it's re-releases or it's other versions like stripped-down versions or instrumental versions, that kind of thing. But technically, I am putting out more music this year than I have been. And that's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you just got to take a moment and just look back at where you were, and you might be super surprised at where you're at now. So that's kind of what this song is about. It's just about taking some time to acknowledge that you've made it to a checkpoint and just look back and see just how far you've come, and let that motivate you to keep going and keep persevering and keep pushing forward. So this one's requested by Stan. Hope you enjoy it. This is called Move On.
Obsessed, you're blind to your progress. Oh, see how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. Taste and see this bitter memory. You once were so weak, but now you've been set free. Yeah! See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. So move on. When you find yourself at the end of your road, you know it's not over. When you find yourself at the end of your road, you know it's not over. You've been down this road more than once before, and it won't stop you this time. No! Say how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on. So move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on.
All right. Again, that one was called Move On, and that was requested by Stan. Stan, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. And for this evening's stream, I'm letting you all choose my set list. So whichever song of mine you would like me to play for you, you can find my song list in the description. And whatever song you request, I will play it just for you. So it'll be dedicated just to you. Again, that one was from Stan. That was the song Move On, and I have released that song. It is available on Spotify or Bandcamp or wherever you like to listen to music, so I'll post the link, and you can find it on all those places. If you'd like to hear that song again, there it is right there. So, all right, catching up with the chat, Dan says, oh, thank you for the applause, Jack. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. Daniel says, done cooking. Love it when it's already pre-cooked. Just so dang expensive. Let's see. I don't know if you ever watch Athlean X. Great fitness channel here on YouTube. And he talks about, when it comes to diet and nutrition, 3 expenses. And, you have to pay 2 of them and sort of compromise one. But it's just a matter of what's a priority to you. It's like... For example, if you get food fast and cheap, usually it's not very good quality food. So yes, it might save you time, and it might not cost a whole lot of money, but it's probably not going to fuel you very well. It's not going to be very good for your health. If you get fast and healthy, then which might be similar to what you've got going on. Again, it might be good for you, and it might be fairly easy to prepare, but it's probably going to be more expensive, so it's going to cost a little bit more. And then if you get healthy, but you prepare it yourself. Healthy and not expensive. You don't spend the extra money. You just spend money to get some very healthy food. It's probably going to take time because you're going to have to cook it yourself and prepare it. So it's always kind of you kind of have to balance what are your priorities in that thing. So I would say, yes, it might be a bit expensive, but if it saves you some time, if it saves you some travel time, saves you some prep time, then I personally think time is more valuable than money. So I would rather spend a little extra money to save some time than have to spend all that time myself. But but that's just me. To each his own. So, but if that gives you some encouragement, so. And cool. Yep, Daniel says yes, I do. Awesome. Well, again, if any of you have a request, again, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube. And whichever song of mine you'd like me to play for you, let me know, and I will play that just for you. Hey, we've got Gary in the chat. Hey, Gary. Good to see you. Shout out to Gary. Gary has... All right, so this is kind of funny. Gary's got a festival coming up this weekend on Saturday. He's got a stream. It's called Country Fest. Now, if you guys know me, you know I'm more of a rock metal guy. I don't really play country, but I was invited. And I'll be honest, Gary, I wasn't actually sure if I was going to be playing for it. But then Gary sent out an email to everyone in the festival saying everyone's time slot. And I was on the slot, so I was like, all right, I guess I'm playing this thing. So if you guys want to see me play for Country Fest, I'm going to be playing Country Fest on Gary's channel, so definitely check that out. If I'm correct, I think the show starts at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He had given me the times Pacific Standard Time, but Eastern Standard, I believe the show starts at 5 o'clock, and my set should be 7:05 to 7:25. I think that's my time slot. So 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep. So what I'm going to do is, promenade around the outside queue. So, and yes, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's right, p.m. So what I'm going to be doing for that stream is I'm going to be doing my stripped down versions. I'm going to be playing acoustic. So some of my songs, like when you strip them down, they do have kind of like a Western sound and sort of a little bit of Spanish kind of influence in there, some of the notes. So it'll definitely, it'll be a little different than, it's not going to be straight up country, but it should be fun, and I'm looking forward to being a part of it. But so shout out to Gary. So definitely, guys, be sure to participate in that. That's going to be this Saturday, August 3rd. So the show starts at 5 o'clock. My set will be around 7 o'clock, 7:05. Hey, we got Silas in the chat. Silas, hope you're doing well. Silas and Gary, I'm taking song requests, so you can find my songs in the description. Let me play a song for you. So if you have a request, let me know what it is, and I'll play that song just for you. I just played the song Move On. That was requested by Stan, but that's the only song I've played so far. So everything else is good to go. Everything's up for grabs. Silas, I hope you're doing well. Gary says, you have a little Waylon Jennings sound and look on acoustic. Well, it's kind of neat. To be honest, I don't know if the name sounds kind of familiar, but I might have to look that up. So I'll definitely, again, that's what I love, talking with you guys. Sometimes you give good music recommendations. So I'll definitely check out some Waylon Jennings and see if I can notice the comparison that you're making. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. Some of you know that I do a segment on my streams. It's a stripped-down version where I just play acoustic versions of my songs, and that's what I'm going to do for this segment. Jack is requesting, how about Love's Not Fair? All right. Well, Jack, I'm going to go ahead and play that for you. Again, anyone else, if you'd like to? Oh, Jennings. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me get that S in there. If anyone else would like to make a request, just let me know. Go ahead and type it. Again, I already played the song Move On. For Stan, he had requested that one, and now Jack is requesting Love's Not Fair, so I'm going to go ahead and play that song. Let me get set up for that. Here we go. And in case you guys haven't heard, I did release a new song. I went on vacation last week, so that's why I wasn't here to stream last week. But while I was on, just before I left for vacation, I released a new song. I released my song, Waiting. Now, some of you have heard me perform that song live before, but now it is officially released, and I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. I think it's one of my best mixes. I think it is my best mix that I've released to date, so I'm pretty happy with how it sounds. And you know what? I still learned a lot from it, so that just makes me hopeful for my next releases. I think I can continue to improve and continue getting it to sound even better. So yeah, if you haven't heard that yet, I did post a video on my channel. Nothing special, just a simple visualizer, but I did release that song. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, Bandcamp, all that stuff. My song Waiting. So yeah, that is my most recent release, so be sure to check that out if you have not already. All right, let me get tuned. All right, this request comes from Jack. This is my song, Love's Not Fair. I hope you like it. Jack, this one goes out to you. Here we go. staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am. But when you look at me, you never turn away. Kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, fallen to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. So stop beating up myself. You took the punishment yourself. And it's just foolish pride to think that I could ever hurt myself enough to cover what I've done. I could cut myself dry and it still would never be enough. It makes no sense at all. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. But love isn't fair, In spite of all I am, you chose to die for me, and that isn't fair. But love's not fair. All right, there we go. That was my song, Love's Not Fair. That one was requested by Jack. Jack, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. And if anyone else enjoyed that song, it is available on Spotify and on my Bandcamp. So if you'd like to hear it again, you can do that. In fact, I'll post a link for you in case you'd like to check out that song again later. So again, Jack, thank you for the request. Let's see here. Let me get that link if I can find it. For anyone else just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. And let's see here. There we go. I found it. And again, I am taking requests. So whatever song you would like to hear, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube and make a request, and I'll play that song just for you. So yeah, just let me know. All right, catching up with the chat here. Let's see here. We got a request from Daniel for the song Ascension. I'm going to play that for you in just a moment here, brother. Silas says, how about Say That It's Over? All right, another request. I'll get to those. Some hellos happening in the chat. Yep, Daniel is snacking on some chicken fajitas, which I think sounds excellent right now. Silas says, just done playing tennis. Awesome. I think you've mentioned that before. I don't know. Do you just play for fun, or do you actually play on a team or anything like that? Do you compete in tennis? I'd be curious. Let me know. Do you just do it for fun, or are you like really serious about tennis and actually play some competition stuff? I'd be curious about that. I think tennis is really fun. I don't play it very regularly, but the few times I've played it, I've always enjoyed it. So yeah, I think that's really cool. Silas says, I'm gearing up to play my song, Piece of Knowing You, on YouTube, my video. Awesome. Definitely let me know when you get that uploaded, and I will check it out. Everyone keep an eye out for that. Silas is going to be posting a video of him playing the song, Piece of Knowing You. So curious about that. Daniel says, oh, nice. Feels great to be active sometimes. Yep. I think replying to playing tennis. Yep. Definitely nice to get out and do something like that. Let's see here. Okay, I see. A little joke happening here. Got some dad jokes coming in. So Jack was saying hey to Silas, and Silas was saying hi to Jack, and Jack was saying, don't say that in an airport. Maybe that's why I say hey instead of hi, because it sounds like hi, Jack. Yeah, definitely don't want to say. If you see Jack at an airport, make sure you greet him with hey, not hi, because otherwise. You might have some people finding you suspicious. So, thank you for the applause, Jack. Appreciate that. Awesome job. Thank you, Silas. I appreciate that. Blue says nothing seems fair. Let's see. That could be a deep question. I'd be curious if anything is fair. In case you're wondering, that particular song is about God's grace. And at first it sounds like a complaint, like, oh, love's no fair, but that's what love is. That's what makes love so special, is that it's not fair. Because it's easy to be nice to anyone who's nice to you. That's just being nice. That's not actually love. But love is an action. And even when it's difficult, even people who are hard to love, you can still show love to that person, and that's the kind of love that God shows us with his grace. Even when we mess up, he's still willing to forgive us. He's still willing to give us a second chance. He still loves us all the same. And it's not fair, but he does it anyway, and so that's what makes it so special, is that love is not fair. That's why it's special. The one thing I've learned about love is that it doesn't always return, and so that's why it's extra special when it does return. A lot of times you put out love into the world and it doesn't always come back. That's kind of the sad thing. That's the hard thing about it. But the special thing about that is that when it does come back, it means all that much more. That's what makes it special, is because it doesn't always come back. So when it does, that's a rare thing. It's a very valuable thing, and that's something not to take for granted. And when you're grateful for that, when you find that you're grateful for that kind of thing, that's when I think that's when you'll find a lot of joy and a lot of peace in your life. Daniel asking Silas, nice, your own song? And if I understood correctly, yes, he says yes, Dan. So it sounds like it is going to be an original song from Silas, so very cool. Definitely excited for you to be releasing some original music. Jack says it was brilliant. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Silas was saying, first one of yours I ever heard. Awesome. Yeah, so it sounds like Love's Not Fair was one of the first ones that Silas heard, so we're glad. Hopefully that was a song that made a good impression when you first heard it. Let's see here. And Blue says, I have a request. Never play Freebird. You got it. Actually it says Feebird, so I don't know if I've heard Feebird. That sounds like you're receiving a toll for something. So someone who's always getting on to you for like having to pay a fee for something, but never play Freebird, you got it. I will do that just for you. Jack says, I just had a veggie sub. It was great. Awesome. Yep, sounds like that could be good. You guys are making me hungry. As usual. That's usually how it goes. Usually I'm playing some music for you guys, and you guys are snacking on some good stuff. No worries. Yeah, Blue. I got the gist of what you were saying, so no worries for spelling errors. Daniel says, that's fine. A few people call me Dan. I'm going to do a video next week probably. Bought a new toy. Ooh, a little sneak peek, little teaser from Daniel. So I'll definitely be curious about that. I'm guessing, it could be a new guitar, but maybe it's a pedal or something. Maybe it's an amp. I don't know. Kind of curious what it is. Guess we'll have to wait till next week to find out. Silas just plays tennis for fun. Well, awesome. Well, that's the most important reason to play is just for fun. But hey, if you ever feel like you get good at it, you might have to check your local area, see if there's like some maybe some competitions or something you could team up with someone and compete in. So that'd be pretty cool. All right, I got a couple requests here. I've got a request from Daniel for Ascension, and then a request from Silas for Say That It's Over. So anyone else who's just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello, and feel free to make a request. Again, I have already played my songs Move On and Love's Not Fair, and now I'm about to play, this is an instrumental, pretty old song that I wrote a while back, but I'm going to play my song Ascension. This one was requested by Daniel, and then after this I'm going to play the song Say That It's Over. But other than that, you can find my songs in the description, and whichever song of mine you'd like to hear, I'll play it just for you. Now, some of you might not know, when I originally wrote this song, believe it or not, I actually wrote this for drums. How do I say this? The short version of the story is when I was a teenager, there was a competition in my state called Teen Talent. It was a competition through a church organization, and it was my last year to compete in that before I would be too old. And so my last year competing, I did a bunch of different categories, and I did a drum solo. And it was funny, my parents didn't even know I played drums. I wasn't trying to keep it a secret. I just, we didn't have a drum kit at home. I always played at the church, and they didn't hear me when I was playing. And so, anyway, I ended up winning the competition and getting to go to nationals for that. And so everyone was like, "What the heck, Quincy? Where'd you learn to play drums?" And they were all pretty excited for my drumming abilities. And so I got to play for my church, and they were all excited about that. Also, just so you know, I did go to nationals. I didn't win. So that's where that story ends, okay? But anyway, but my church knew me to be pretty good on drums, and so they wanted me to do another drum special. They wanted me to do another performance, and so I thought I would write a song that me and my friends could play. So I actually wrote this song, and the idea was that I would play drums, and my friends would play guitar and bass and all the other instrument parts, and we were going to play it for our church. That never really happened, but the song was done, and so I figured, well, I'll just release it. I'll just put it out, and so it was kind of an unofficial release, I guess you could say. I'm not planning to do any more instrumentals, but some of my earliest releases were instrumentals like this, and so there you go. That's why I wrote this song. It was originally written to be performed on the drums, but for this stream, I'm going to be playing it on guitar for you guys. But maybe someday in the future, if I get like a fancy setup, maybe I can play the drums for this one for you guys. This one was requested by Daniel. Daniel, this goes out to you, brother. Hope you like it. Actually, I got to get tuned again, so. And let me get my settings. All right, here we go. Daniel, this one goes out to you. This one's called Ascension. right. Again, that one was called Ascension. That was requested by Daniel. Daniel, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. And again, I'm letting you guys choose my set list for this evening. So earlier we had a request from Stan to play the song Move On, so I played that song. And then after that, we had a request from Jack to play my song Love's Not Fair, so I did that one. Just now, I did Ascension, and I'm looking for, there it is, yep, a link for that one. That song is available on Spotify and Bandcamp and all that stuff. So here we go. If you want to check it out again later, there's a link for that. And then in a moment here, I'm going to play a request from Silas for my song Say That It's Over. So that'll be next. But if anyone else would like to make a request, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube, and we can do that. Catching up with the chat here, we got Fab in the chat. Hey, Fab, hope you are doing well. Let's see here. Got a little bit to catch up on. And I think Daniel's saying, who knows except me, talking about this new toy that he's got. I think he's going to post a video soon. Yep, Silas has an original song coming soon. Definitely looking forward to that. Daniel is saying, everything I have written is instrumental. I'm not a singer. But there, I try to write what I feel from my emotions into my music. And there is a word for that. Yeah, I think... Even for me, that's kind of the first thing. You know, I always start with the music first. Like, even though, you know, I like singing, and so I definitely like to write with vocal melodies in mind. But there's a lot of people, you know, some of my favorite composers, you know, they just write instrumental music. In fact, I'm going to give a shout out. This is not metal at all. This is more like orchestral music, some piano stuff. But sorry, I'm spelling his name wrong. Takumi Masanori. This is a composer. He's done. He's got some original music, and he's done some soundtracks for a few different anime, and great composer. Specifically, the soundtrack for the anime Suzuka. I'll put that in as well. That is a personal favorite show of mine, kind of a slice of life kind of thing. But the music in it is absolutely beautiful, and yeah, there's so much emotion in just the music. So yeah, I love I love words, and I enjoy singing. But again, that's the great thing about music, is there's more than one way to do it, and you can still pour your heart out into whatever it is you're doing. So if you're just writing instrumental stuff, there's nothing wrong with that. And I will say, what I like about music is that there's always something for the right occasion. You know, there's so many. It's nice that there's so many different styles, because music just pairs up so nicely with so many different circumstances. So, for instance, some of you guys might be familiar with the band Animals as Leaders. They're an instrumental metal band, prog metal, really good, really talented band. And I've always thought they were good, but I've actually never really been into their music because they're just an instrumental band. They don't have vocals. And I really like vocals. I really like listening to singers. I like singing along with songs. And so I've just never really found a reason to listen to their music. But lately, something I've been doing is whenever I'm working, like not working on music, but handling like business stuff or trying to get organized and having to manage stuff, or whatever it is. If I'm working on something and I just need some background music, I've noticed that instrumental music works a lot better for that. For some reason, like, the words can get a little distracting, but just having some nice background music. And I'll listen to different things. Again, I'll listen to Takumi Masanori. I'll listen to, I like a lot of lo-fi stuff, like kind of soft beats and like lounge kind of music or that kind of thing. But just like good, like, kind of chill but energetic, like, background music. But I also really like listening to instrumental prog metal or instrumental technical death metal. And I don't know why, but it's like normally I wouldn't listen to that stuff just on my own. But Animals as Leaders, I was listening to them, like, put them on in the background, and I'm like, man, like, I love this. This is great background music for work. Like, when you're working on something, this is great music to have playing in the background. So I've been digging their stuff lately. So again, that just goes to show, like, there's always music can serve a purpose somewhere, you know? There's always some style of music that's going to work for a certain scenario, and that's what's so great about it. So I think that's awesome, Daniel. I think it's cool that you've written stuff, and even if it's instrumental, that's quite all right. And yep, you can still, it's still art. You can still pour, there's so much emotion you can pour into the notes you choose and the chord movements you choose, and I think that's super important. I actually think the musical choices you make are even more important than the words. I've personally learned as a songwriter that the words are still very important. And that's something I've been working on myself, trying to improve my lyrics. And there's some people that, you know, the style of music is kind of all they care about. They don't really care about it. It's not so much the notes that are chosen. It's just if it sounds heavy, that's all they care about. Or if it sounds pretty, that's all they care about. And what's more important to them are the lyrics. People just listen to music differently, but I'm just starting to learn, like, as a songwriter, it's nice to just do as much of everything as you can. So write the most beautiful music you can, and then try to write some great lyrics that match the tone of it, and that's a good combination right there. It's a nice 1-2 punch. Awesome. Silas is going to sing in this song. Well, I'm definitely curious to hear that, man, so definitely looking forward to that. Question from Silas, what is your favorite electric guitar, or one of your favorites? If you're asking Daniel, it sounds like he's got an answer here. One that I own, I'd have to go with my black Jackson as far as the sound goes. Those pickups are just amazing. I do love my new Pro Series Jackson, too. The black one is a Jackson X Series RR24. It has Seymour Duncan blackouts. Yeah, and I've definitely heard you do a few videos. Jackson makes some good guitars. I've never owned one. I think I've only played one a few times, but I've listened. There's a lot of guitarists I like in a lot of bands that I like that play Jacksons, and I've always liked the sounds that they've been able to get out of that. So Jackson definitely makes some good guitars. For me, I can say I have, for sentimental reasons, I like my guitar. It's a Schecter Solo 6, Schecter Hellraiser Solo 6, and very important guitar to me. It's actually the first guitar I've ever owned. My family got it for me for my birthday, and it was they took me to Guitar Center to get it, so that was a special treat. And thankfully it does sound good, does play good. I am pleased with it. I'm sure technically there are probably plenty of guitars out there that are better, sound better, play better, and all that stuff, but I'm pretty pleased with the sounds I can get out of it, and for sentimental reasons, it's a very important guitar to me. But from a technical perspective, again, I think Jacksons make some good guitars. There's a guitar, actually I can tell you real quick, 1 second, we'll get into some, see if I can find it. We'll get into some guitar stuff here. Let me see if I can find it real quick, though. Somewhere I've got I'm looking through my notes. I've got notes for like gear and that kind of stuff, like music gear. So this is like stuff that maybe one day I will buy it. Like right now I don't really have a need to, or I can't really afford to. All right, yeah, so as far as some guitars that I'm eyeballing, in case you guys want to know what to get me for my birthday, let's see here. Like, I thought it'd be nice to have, like, a really good studio guitar. So a few things I've been looking at. There's a couple guitars. There's the Juggernaut ET6. I think that might be Misha's signature guitar. There's also the Oryx. I'm not sure I don't know if that's the brand or if that's the model. I think it's Nolly's guitar. I think it's the Jackson, maybe. Oryx, Nolly. Doing a little Google search. Let me see what this is. It's a Manson guitar. That's the name of the brand. But Nolly, I think, is just a great engineer. I really like the sounds he gets from his guitars, and that's his custom guitar. So I've kind of been eyeballing that one. And then I really like Josh Middleton. He's my favorite guitarist from the band Stylosis, and he's got a few signature guitars that sound pretty great as well. So I might eyeball those as well. I think they're, what are they? What's the brand? I can see it. ESP, I think that's what they are. I think he plays for ESP. So those are a few guitars that I'm kind of interested in, but we'll see. And most of those, of course, that's like with studio stuff in mind. Aesthetically, I actually really like Jacksons and Schecters. I think they have some really nice looking guitars. All right, moving on. Silas has a Squier Stratocaster, which I believe is a pretty well-known, well-regarded guitar. Let's see, and hopefully, Fab, I hope I said hi to you already. I kind of got caught up with the guitar conversation, but Fab, always good to have you in the chat. Silas is hoping to get a Gibson SG someday. Well, I hope that works out for you. I've got, I think I got the one from the Guitar Hero controller, you know. I got that one. Again, a little more talk about guitars. And then Fab was blaming autocorrect for spelling my name wrong, but turns out it was his fat fingers, apparently. But either way, I get the gist. You know, Quincy, Wincy, you know, I get the idea. Do fat fingers or short fingers affect guitar? That's actually an interesting question. I can't comment specifically on fat fingers. I would think that they would make it maybe a little more challenging. I've never experienced having to play with fat fingers, so I don't know. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure there are some guitarists out there who are really good, who can play with fat fingers. So I don't think it's that much of a limitation. But I will say I do have small hands, so I do have kind of short fingers, and yet I think you commented last time you saw me play of how stretchy the chords I could play. That's more of a dexterity thing. It's kind of like flexibility for your hands. So if you really train your hands and you practice like reaching those really far stretched chords, then you don't have to worry about, you know, short fingers aren't much of a limitation for guitar. I can testify to that, but can't comment on fat fingers particularly. We got Chad in the chat. Hey, Chad, hope you're doing well. And let me get refreshed here and get caught up. Hopefully everything's going okay. I know I'm getting a little behind on the chat right now because I was talking about guitars. Got a little too caught up in the conversation. So, but I'm going to get up to date. Yep, some hellos here. But Chad, always good to see you. Chad, hope you're doing well. Let's see. Saying hello. Hope things are well. Interested to see what you do at Country Fest. Yep. Again, Chad is referring to this Saturday. I'm actually going to be playing for Country Fest over on Camp G-May's channel. That was Gary who was tuning in earlier. So, yeah, if you want to see me play for Country Fest, definitely tune in. Now, to be honest, Chad, I don't know if it's going to be anything that unique. My plan is I'm just doing my stripped down versions of my songs. So I am going to be playing acoustic, and I tried to pick the songs that have a little bit of like kind of a Western vibe or a Spanish sound to it. So it's kind of like just outside of the ballpark of country. But to be honest, there was some talk of me playing for it, and I wasn't actually sure if I was going to be a part of it, but I received an email earlier this week from Gary, and they have a slot for me, so I was like, I guess I'm playing Country Fest. So I'm planning to be there. So if you guys want to see me play some acoustic guitar, play some country, we're gonna go for that. So I figured I would try to be like the emo country guy, you know, like, so I'm planning to wear my black ball cap and my gray and black plaid, and so kind of country-esque, but still in the realm of rock and metal and my sound, you know. So, but it's gonna be acoustic. So. All right, Fab was saying my request is Say That It's Over. Well, hey, that actually works out because Silas was requesting Say That It's Over as well. So that's the next song I was going to play. So I'll play that for both of you guys. Let's see. Quincy, you like all music. I like a lot of music. I don't know if I can respect most styles. There's very few styles that I like straight up dislike, but there's some that can be a little struggle for me to listen to. But for the most part, like I said, even the styles I don't like, there's still a place for those styles, you know? Like, just because they're not for me, sometimes in the right setting, it's still appropriate. I think that's the cool thing about music, so. Wow, Fab says, saw a bald eagle catch a fish today. I bet that was quite a sight. Let's see here. Music is an insight to the person. We are all ears. I really like Gibsons, Silas. Can Quincy build his own guitar? I wouldn't know how to build one. I mean, I could look up a tutorial. You know, maybe in the distant future, maybe someday I'll have my own model guitar. I think that's just about every guitarist's dream, is to have their own model guitar. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I got a long way to go before that's ever an opportunity. Daniel says there are plenty of guitarists with fat fingers who are good. Yngwie, yeah, Yngwie's a great guitarist, comes to mind. I didn't really pay attention to his fingers, but apparently had fat fingers. Also some finger-picking guitarists like Jim Deeming. Yeah, I was pretty sure there's some good guitarists out there who have fat fingers. So thanks for the info. I have seen good guitarists play with feet. So yeah, I think anything's possible if you're willing to put in the effort. All right. Hey, Silas, give me a thumbs up. Fab, go ahead, give me a thumbs up as well. I'm going to play Say That It's Over. That song was requested by both of you, so I'm going to go ahead and play that for you, but I just want to make sure you're both out there and ready to hear it. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and play Say That It's Over, but anyone else who has not made a request yet, again, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube, and let me know what song of mine you'd like to hear, and I will play that song just for you. The next song I'm going to play, this is a song I released a little while back called Say That It's Over. This was requested by Silas and also requested by Fab. So I'm going to go ahead and play it for both of you guys as soon as I get the thumbs up for you. Fab just commented, so he's out there. Number 11, like. Well, thank you for liking. Yep, and that's your courtesy reminder. If you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like it, and feel free to share it also. You know, I know a few people comment about sharing, and if you share it, you know, maybe a few people will show up. Maybe a few other people will see that, and they'll come out of curiosity. So, and feel free to make a request. So. Just waiting for a thumbs up from Silas. Silas says ready. There we go. That's just as good. Not a thumbs up, but same thing, same difference. You know, that'll work. All right, here we go. Again, this is a song I released a little while back. And wrote this song about a friend of mine years ago. She found herself in a bit of trouble and kind of just sort of cut herself off from everyone, and I sort of thought, you know, I'm her best friend. She'll let me through. I'll be able to get through to her and help her. And unfortunately, I found out that she cut me off too, and it's kind of a hurtful place to be when there's someone that you want to help and they won't let you through. And sometimes you just have to accept that. You just got to be ready when that person's ready for you. You just got to be ready for them, and you can't force help on somebody. You know, you can always offer it. You can always be ready to help when your help is needed, but ultimately, sometimes people just need that space for themselves, and the best you can do is just kind of give them that space and just keep them in your prayers and just be ready for when they are ready for your help. So this one goes out to you guys. Hope you like it. This one's called Say That It's Over.
Your smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. Well, it must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You're hiding, I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to help. Won't you let me back inside? Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Your face shows no reaction when I call out your name. Your presence like a ghost. You seem so far away, and you know that I love you, but the words seem to have died. I just want this to end. Please let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Drift your eyes, just look at me when I look at you, because you must realize you're barely holding on, and I'm holding tight. Would you just please try? Don't give in, you have to fight. Why won't you hear my cry? I don't wanna say goodbye. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. I don't wanna hear another lie. I just wanna help you. Please won't you let me back inside?
All right. Again, that one was called Say That It's Over. And that one was requested by both Silas and Fab. So there you go. That one goes out to you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the song. And if anyone else enjoyed the song, it is available on Spotify and Bandcamp and several other places. So I will post a link for you. So that way, if you'd like to hear that song again, check it out later, you will be able to do so. So let me grab that link and I'll post it in the chat. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. And I am letting you guys choose my set for this stream. So whichever song of mine you'd like to hear me play, you can find a list of my songs in the description. Again, I just played Say That It's Over. Before that, I played Ascension. And earlier, I played Love's Not Fair and Move On. I think that's everything I've played so far. But feel free to request whichever song you'd like to hear, and I'll play it just for you. Here it is, Say That It's Over. And I'm going to post that in the chat, and if you'd like to check it out later, you are free to do so. There we go. All right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Fab says perfect radio song. Well, thank you so much, and hoping to have a few more perfect radio songs. You know, trying to write some good catchy stuff. So I'm glad to hear that. And thank you. Silas says amazing song. Well, thanks guys. You guys are too kind. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Fab says, your name came up in conversation with my friend as we shared a beer on the shores of Lake Oroville watching bald eagles. Okay, cool. And the water was cool and refreshing, much like this great song. Well, thank you. This needs airtime. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for the kind words. And I'm glad that my music's coming up, and thanks for sharing it with your friends and talking to them about it. And I'm glad that you are enjoying some songs. And again, I'm hoping to have more great songs for you. Hoping to have more songs that I'm releasing soon. For anyone who isn't aware, I did release my latest song, which is called Waiting. I released that almost 2 weeks ago, just before I left for vacation last week. I released that song, so that is my latest one. Some of you have heard me play that song live before, but that song is now available on streaming and on my Bandcamp and all that stuff. So very cool. Fab still wants that LP. Fab, I promise you, I'm very determined. I hope someday I have the right, like the resources to justify making an LP for you. I would love more than anything to just be like, yes, I got an LP made, and it's being sent right to Fab. It's going right to his door. He's gonna get it. Right now it's just a little too soon. I can't justify it. But I don't know. Maybe it's sooner than we think. Again, I'm pretty pleased with the quality of my song releases, and I'm going to be writing a whole lot more new songs. So maybe a year from now, I would actually have enough songs and maybe enough connections to justify making a proper album. And if I were to release an album, then I could release maybe like as an exclusive, release a limited number of LPs and and get those out for you. Which, by the way, just to clarify, if I understand, when you say LP, you do mean like vinyl. Is that correct? Or do you just mean you want a full-on CD? Do you mean just a full LP, full album, full CD? Or do you mean, when you say an LP, an album, you actually mean a long play record? You mean an actual vinyl? Because that's what I've always assumed that you were referring to. But anyway, hopefully we can make that dream come true. Hopefully we'll make that dream come true for you someday, Fab. But I haven't forgotten it. I haven't forgotten. Vinyl. Okay. I believe, yeah, I thought that was correct. So hopefully one day we'll make that dream come true for you. I promise I haven't forgotten about it. So if anyone else has a song request, let me know. In a little bit here, I might pull out one and play for you guys, but you guys are certainly welcome to request whichever song you would like. A few things to update you on. So one, I did release a new song, a song called Waiting. That song is available on Spotify. You can find it on my Bandcamp. I did post a video for it on YouTube, so if you haven't seen the video, it'd be great to go over there, leave a comment, and like the video, and be sure to share the song with others. That's my most recent song. Thing number two, I'm actually playing for a festival this weekend, this Saturday. What are the odds I'm going to be playing for Country Fest? That might sound a little out of place, but I was invited to play, and I proposed the idea. It's like, well, I could do a stripped-down version of my songs. I could play acoustic. It wouldn't be country, but it would be country-esque, so... And so that it turns out I wasn't sure if I was actually going to be on the list, and they sent me an email, and they had a slot for me. So Country Fest starts at 5 o'clock p.m. I'm going to write this down real quick so you guys can see it. But let's see here. Country Fest is going to be at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whoops, let me fix that real quick. That's when the show starts. But my set is going to start. My set starts at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, just because it starts at 7, I'm probably going to show up early. I don't know how early. I don't know if I'm going to show up right at 5, but I'll probably show up at least an hour early so I can at least hang out. And the last festival I did with Gary and them, I ended up playing sooner than originally planned. I think there were a few cancellations, and they had to push things back or start things sooner or something. That kind of thing does happen. So this is the current game plan. But again, if things, if people aren't able to show up or schedules change or something like that, I might be playing at a different time. So this is the plan right now. But again, you probably want to get there kind of early and just keep your eye on it if you want to catch my set. So there we go. We got a request from Daniel for Let's Start Again, since it's been a while. Well, I will play that one for you. I'll get that for you in just a moment here, brother. Fab says, imagine calling yourself a record star. Yep. Need an LP to do it. It would be cool. I think just because you make an LP doesn't mean you're a star necessarily, but it would be something to put on your record. Like, hey, I've released an LP before. I've released a vinyl album. It would be a cool thing to have. So it's definitely on the to-do list. Fab says, I'm scared to share my music. Well, that's just a choice that you'll have to decide for yourself. I would say, if you genuinely love making music and you would like to share it and you're just nervous about doing it, I would encourage you to overcome that fear. I would encourage you to do it. Because there's a few things to keep in mind. One, everyone has to start somewhere, and a big part of overcoming that fear is by facing it. And the truth is, as an artist, and Silas, I guess this goes for you too, if you're just starting to release music, just keep in mind, everyone has to start somewhere. And you're going to get even better. So, I hope you guys, like if you release music, I hope you come out swinging. I hope it's awesome. I'm rooting for you. I want it to be great. But just know that you can get better. Even if by chance you put it out and it's not that well received, or it's released to crickets, like no one even notices, which is more likely to happen. That's what's happened to me. I would release songs and it's just like, no one noticed. It takes time to kind of get people's attention, especially for music. So to be honest, that's what is most likely to happen when you first release music. It's most likely that most people aren't even going to notice. But just do it anyway, and then just keep working on the next one and just keep getting better with each release. And as you get better, people will start to notice, and as people start to notice, they'll go back and check out your older songs too. And so I think it's nothing to be scared of. I think you should just do it. You know, that's my opinion. And I'd love to hear some music from you. So if it's something you want to do, just know that I'm rooting for you, and I think you should do it. So I want it to be great too. So yeah, lots more development required. But hey, I'm still working too. Again, if you want to see some progress, again, go back and watch my early YouTube videos. Go back and listen to my early releases and compare them to my later ones. And the quality has definitely improved over the years. And that's just the nature of life. You know, everyone has to start somewhere, and we all want to start at the top. But the truth is, most of the time we start at the bottom, and you got to work your way up to the top. But you never get to the top if you don't take that first step. So just do it, and I would encourage you to do it, and you'll get better, and you'll always have me rooting for you. So you at least know that if you're going to put music out, you know you got one supporter in your friend Quincy here. Jack's heading out, says, well, got to head out now. But great stream, Quincy. Glad you had a great vacation last week. But it's great to have you back. Well, I'm glad to be back, and always good to hang out and spend time with you, Jack. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Hope you get some good rest, and looking forward to seeing you around. Again, I'll be doing Country Fest this weekend, so maybe you can come hang out for that as well, too. Fab was saying earlier, awesome, eat one piece of chocolate before. Yeah, so get some, for me to get some chocolate before Country Fest, maybe. You know, you're good to me, Fab. You're always wanting me to treat myself to some chocolate, so I'll need to remember to do that. I'll need to start bringing some chocolate just for you. Just for you, for me. Like, I'm eating this chocolate because Fab wants me to eat it, so. Styley says, ask God for strength. Absolutely. Great source of strength. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Fab, let's see, I read that one. Silas says, thank you so much, Quincy. I've been looking to start a band and do releasing. Well, thanks, Fab. Fab says you are great. Appreciate that. And I think that's awesome. And Silas, you know, I know a lot of people who want to start a band, and I hope that works out. I hope that's great. But I also think if things don't work out the way you plan, you know, if you're hoping to find a full band and you can't find other musicians, I don't think you should let that stop you. I think you should find a way. You should say, okay, this isn't working right now. Maybe it'll work later, but right now I'm not going to let that be an excuse. I'm going to find something to work. I'm going to find some way to make some kind of music. You know, I'll find some way to make music. And that's just what you have to do. You know, I thought I was going to be playing live shows. And as it turned out, being a solo artist, it's in my style of music, it's very hard to book live shows. But the live streams have turned out to be better anyway. And I still hope to play live shows someday. But at this time in life, it's more practical and it's just better for my situation just to do live streams. But someday, I've already got like a few ideas in mind of people I can reach out to and start playing some local shows, getting my music out. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that someday. But as of right now, you just got to work with what you have. Just do the best you can with what you have, and that'll be enough. All right, Daniel, give me a thumbs up that you're still out there, and I'm going to play, this is Daniel's song. What's it called? Let's Start Again. Yep. And this is one that is fun to pull out from time to time, and again, this is kind of, this song is basically exclusively dedicated to Daniel. This is basically Daniel's song at this point, so... Yep, we got a yes, sir. Yep, Daniel's there. All right, great. Yes, sir, from Silas. Do you consider yourself an artist? I do consider myself an artist. I'm pursuing a career as an artist, and an artist is someone who makes art. And my particular art is music. That's what I do, but there's more than one kinds of art. Specifically, I would call myself a recording artist or a songwriter. That would be the title for me, but that's what I love to do. I love to make music. Songwriting is my favorite thing to do in the world, so I love creating music. I love writing songs. I love expressing myself through music. So I'm definitely an artist. I'm also an artist in the filmmaking sense. You know, I still have plans. Again, this is way down the line, but I'm hoping someday I'll have a good foothold in my music career, and I'm hoping to branch out and be a filmmaker as well. I'm hoping to do, my own independent movies, and that would be another form of art. It's not music. It would have music in it, but it's a different form of art, but it's still art. You know, art can be painting, you know, drawing, that kind of thing. Art can be writing, writing stories, that kind of thing. Art can even be, there's even martial arts, you know, it could be dance or something like that, you know. There's all kinds of different types of art. And so if I had to pick one, music is definitely my favorite. But yeah, that is certainly what I am, and I'm just hoping that I will be able to create a career out of it. So I'm definitely an artist because that's what I do. I make songs, but I'm hoping, you know, the goal is to be a successful artist, to be able to have a career as an artist. That's my dream. That's what I'm working towards. All right, so I think we got a tone here. Just a second. I'm going to need a capo. All right, this is an old one. And let me get this solo because I always forget the solo. All right, I think I got it. All right, Daniel, this one goes out to you, brother. This one's called Let's Start Again.
Take it back just one more time and see if you and I can make it right. I don't understand, why do we always have to fight? It's a cycle we go through, you and I are too afraid of losing. Would it be so hard if you would just tell me the truth? You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart, and I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Let's start again. Let's take it back just one more time and try to figure out the reason why. Do you feel the same, or are you messing with my mind? I can never understand what's going on inside your head. You could run away, or you could talk to me instead. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart, and I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. Do you think that you could love me too? So let's start it again. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Let's start again.
All right. Again, that one was called Let's Start Again. That was requested by Daniel. Daniel, hope you enjoyed the song. Thanks for your request. And if anyone else would like to make a request, feel free to do so. You can find my songs in the description on YouTube. And I've played a few of them, but feel free to request whatever you'd like. I'll play it for you. And if anyone has made a request and I've missed it, feel free to type it again. Because that happens. Sometimes I get to playing and, I miss... I miss certain requests. So if you've made a request and I've missed it, just feel free to type it again and I'll get to it. Let's see here. Thank you. Daniel says on the money. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That one was pretty, that was one of my better performances. Sometimes I really bombed that one. And that one was okay. That one came out all right. So let's see here. I'm going to catch up with the chat. Yeah, just a second here. Daniel says, this is Daniel's song basically at this point. I'm touched. Yeah, well, my pleasure, brother. Again, to be honest, that song holds a lot of value to me too. It's kind of the beginning of our friendship, you know. So I really appreciate that. That song has become special to me as well. I always look forward to playing that song for you. So again, you can request it whenever you'd like, and I'd be more than happy to play it for you. Yeah. So Fab saying, I'm a fartist. I make functional art. So hence the Fab. So, well, I'm sure you're very talented at your craft. So all right. Yeah. Guitar. So guitar is actually always in the right ear. Nice. The left channel. Good melody. Appreciate the computer work. I'm sure. So let me catch up with that. So yeah, I actually always, if I play my backing tracks, the way they're set up is my guitar is always panned to the right. So that's probably why you just heard in the intro, you just heard my guitar. When I play by myself, you're just going to hear my guitar in the right speaker. And then the other guitar, like if I play the backing track, you can hear that other guitar, yeah, playing in the left ear. Now, it's kind of interesting with these backing tracks, and you're hearing delay because I'm back on the track there. So with the backing tracks, I usually for the demo, I try to set it up more like a band situation. So basically, if this was a live show, I would be one guitarist, so that's why I'm in the right ear. The other guitarist, the backing track would be in the left ear, and then you'd have the bassist and the drummer. And that's usually how I set it up for like demos. Now lately with my releases, since I'm playing with backing tracks just to get like the absolute best quality, I have been I've been trying to kind of make it, what's the word for it? There's a word for it where you're trying to enhance it, basically, trying to make it more exciting. So rather than trying to recreate a real scenario, because let's face it, we're streaming, it's never going to be quite the same energy as a live show. So rather than downgrading my songs just to be more realistic, I'm taking advantage of certain things to make it better. So some ways that I do that is, one, now I have a rhythm guitar also panned to the left ear. So a lot of my songs now, my part is playing in the right ear, but there's a pre-recorded part that matches my part that's playing in the left ear. So there's that. And then the lead guitar, rather than the lead guitar just being in one side like you heard a moment ago, the lead guitar is recorded twice and panned left and right. So that's an example of something that I do now just to create a bigger, thicker, more exciting sound. And then I have got like background vocals, that stuff's in there, and other little elements, other little layers, just to make the track more exciting. So now it's a little closer to like the actual released version, but it still has that live touch because my guitar is live and my vocals are live. So there we go. Fab says, I'm sure your set for Country Fest will be great. You are professional. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And yep, thank you for the thumbs up and the peace and the American flags. Yep. Fab says, I always like the love song. Anyone? Well, thank you. I don't know if you mean a specific love song. I don't know if you meant Love's Not Fair or that particular song, because that is a love song. That's obviously a song about kind of a relationship and something's not quite working out, but not wanting to give up on the relationship is kind of what that song is about. All right, Silas has a request for Weight of Tomorrow, so I'm going to give that one a shot. So we'll see how that goes. Let me find that track. So Silas, I don't know if you've heard this one before. So this is actually a song from my old band. I had a band back in the day. Had a band with some friends called The Weight. No, that's not the name of the band. That's the song. Had a band called At War with Myself. That was the name of the band. Okay. Well, let's see here. Yeah, so I had a band with some friends called At War with Myself, and again, we were pretty good. I think if we were serious about it, I think we could have gone somewhere. Our only mistake was that we didn't have a plan. We were just winging it. We were just doing it for fun. If we had taken it more serious and been more serious about booking gigs and getting more exposure and spreading the message, I think we would have had a good fighting chance. But we just never had a game plan, and we just kind of did it for fun, and it just kind of dwindled out. Like, we never really called it quits. It just kind of, we just got busy with other things and started meeting less and less for practice, started playing fewer and fewer shows, and it just kind of stopped happening. We never really said, you know what, I don't want to do the band thing. We just didn't have a game plan, and so it gradually disappeared. But I think we had a good shot. So this is a song that I wrote for that band, and again, I had a friend. We were two vocalists in the band. I would sing all the clean parts, and he would do all the harsh vocals, all the screaming and stuff. So now, be honest, I've been on vacation, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to practice my harsh vocals, so they might be a little rough. I'm going to do the best I can, but this song might be a little challenging, so we'll see. But I'm going to give it a shot. Fab says, only song with love in the title. Yep, that would be Love's Not Fair. That's the only song with love in the title. Daniel says, I record all those parts there, which can take up a lot of time, but it's part of a song. Yep. That's right. It does help. It's very standard to do that. That's usually what I record for an actual release. When I first started doing these streams, I was thinking the backing track we would try to simulate more like a live show, just one recording per instrument. But in an actual release, it's very normal to double track everything. You record the rhythm part twice, pan it left and right. You record the lead part twice, pan it left and right. Something like a solo, usually that will have a single track, and that would be right up the center. But it just depends on the scenario and what you're trying to do. Let's see here. Awesome stuff, man. Thank you, Silas. The Weight was my high school band name. I wasn't in it, but it was a punk metal fusion-ish. If that was true, that's pretty cool. Yeah, The Weight, and as like a fusion punk metal band. That's kind of cool. Silas says, my dad used to play in a new wave punk rock band. Well, awesome. Sounds like you guys had some pretty cool band opportunities. Daniel, I think I've asked you before, but have you ever played in a band? I know you've played, obviously you shred at guitar, but I don't know if you play in a band. I don't know if you have plans to do a band someday in the future, even if it's just for fun, like a jam thing or something. Yeah, I don't know. I've probably asked you that before, but I can't remember if you said you ever used to have a band or had some friends to jam with, or if you have plans to do that in the future. But hopefully someday, I know we've briefly discussed that, hopefully there's someday where we can all meet in person, and maybe we can have a jam session together someday. So we'll see how that goes. Of Eyes and Wheels, the name. Okay, cool. Pretty cool band name. All right, here we go. So this one is a throwback, My band did put out an EP. We released the song on an EP back in 2015. Man, that's almost 10 years ago. Whew. But this was one of the songs. It was called The Weight of Tomorrow. And, we were kind of talking about this earlier, but this song, it's about the uncertainty of tomorrow, but not letting the fear of uncertainty keep you from pursuing whatever it is you're going after. So the chorus of the song says, Standing all alone, well, it must be hard to hold the weight of tomorrow. Live life today. Don't let it fade away. Don't wait for tomorrow. So the idea here is, if you just kind of keep to yourself and you just let that anxiety weigh you down, you just let your fears and your concerns of things that you don't even know for certain, if you let those things kind of pin you down and keep you from actually pursuing anything or working towards something or chasing your dreams or whatever it might be, then that's just such a shameful place to be, and you shouldn't do that to yourself. So the song is to encourage you to live life today. Go after those things. Don't be afraid of those things. Don't wait for tomorrow. Take action today. So that's kind of what the song is about. So let's see. I haven't played this in a while. And then trying to remember all the riffs. All right, I think I got it. Here we go. Silas, this one goes out to you. This is The Weight of Tomorrow.
Pressure is building and tearing me apart. I'm falling, collapsing. I can't believe that my foundation is breaking. Stand on weathered ground. I'm waiting and praying that hope can be found. Calm your worried mind. Open up your eyes and suck it up. You've led long enough. My foundation is breaking. Stand on weathered ground. I'm waiting and praying that hope can be found. Standing all alone, well, it must be hard to hold the weight of tomorrow. Live life today. Don't let it fade away. Don't wait for tomorrow. No! I can't be this feeling. It's overwhelming me. It will not defeat me. This is not the end. Calm your worried mind. Open up your eyes and suck it up. No! Run long enough. Standing all alone, well, it must be hard to hold the weight of tomorrow. Live life today. Don't let it fade away. Don't wait for tomorrow. Standing all alone, well, it must be hard to hold the weight of tomorrow. Live life today. Don't let it fade away. Don't wait for tomorrow.
Thank you. All right, again, that was a throwback, old song from my band At War With Myself, but that one was called The Weight of Tomorrow. That was requested by Silas. Silas, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. I think we've got a little bit of time. I can probably take a few more requests, and then we'll probably be getting to a wrap here soon. So if anyone else has a song request, again, feel free to make a request. Yeah, I'll probably take, maybe one more, two more if there's enough requests. We'll see. But again, I just played The Weight of Tomorrow. Earlier, I played Let's Start Again. I played, what else did I play? Say That It's Over. I played Love's Not Fair. Ascension. There's probably one other one I'm forgetting. Move On. I played that one. So I have played a few songs, but feel free if there's something you'd like to hear me play, just let me know, and I'll play it just for you. All right, let's see here. Daniel says, I was asking Daniel if he'd played in any bands before. He says, I've jammed with very few bands. I've always loved playing with people, but most don't want to play with me, maybe because of the style I play. But I remember the first band I played, jammed out with, was like an organic feeling. Yeah, it's definitely, it's been a while since I've jammed with musicians too, but when you jam with like good musicians and you're playing music that you're just into, it is a lot of fun. I got to be honest, I almost think I've forgotten what that's like, because used to do it all the time with my friends back in the day, but don't really have people to jam with anymore, Like I play every Sunday morning at my church, but we play praise and worship music. It's not the same thing as playing metal with the fellas. so it's it doesn't quite scratch that itch, But yeah, definitely a lot of fun. Daniel was saying, other than that, there's this guy who I work with that I'll jam with every once in a while. He's been around and has seen most people in their prime: Randy Rhoads, Metallica, Alice Cooper, Eddie Van Halen. Yeah, awesome. Well, I bet he's a fun one to jam with whenever you get that chance. Silas was saying, tomorrow is in the Lord's hand. Indeed, it is. Yep. Let's see here. Fab says, I liked it. Well, cool. I'm glad you liked it. Silas says, great song, or nice song, great job. Well, thank you so much. Can I get your latest release? Absolutely. Yeah, I think I'll play that one. And if anyone else has a request, go ahead and let me know, because otherwise this might be the last one. If we get one more request, I might do one more. But we might finish up with this one. So, yeah, in case anyone doesn't know, let me find the link for it. Here it is. So I did just put out a new song almost 2 weeks ago. So here we go. There's a link for it. But I just released a song called Waiting. So again, there is a video for it. So if you haven't seen the video yet, if you go over there and comment on the video and like it, that helps out. So I do appreciate that. Nothing special. It's just a simple visualizer, but you can hear the song there. The song is also on Spotify, and you can download the song for free on Bandcamp if you'd like to do that. So this is my latest song. I'm pretty pleased with how it came out production-wise. The mix came out really good. I worked really hard on it, and I don't know. I'm just, I just feel like I'm getting closer, like there's definitely things that can still be improved, but I'm getting closer to just getting my stuff to sound a lot more professional, a lot more high quality. And so it's just, I'm excited about that, and I'm just going to keep working towards that, keep getting closer, just inch by inch with each release. So yeah, if you haven't heard the song yet, definitely check it out. Check out the video, like it, comment, all that stuff, and share it with someone. I would certainly appreciate that. Silas was saying, I was actually wondering before if you've led worship at your church. Yeah, I'm pretty involved with the music at my church. My dad and my mom, they would lead praise and worship music at our church when I was a kid, and then I grew up, and my dad kind of headed up like a youth band. A lot of, when I was like 13, I played piano for the youth band. My brother played, and I think my sister sang, and there were other young teens in the church that were kind of playing in that band as well. And then I ended up playing for the youth group, playing for the youth band, for the youth group at church. And then from there, eventually playing for the main band. And our church is actually very blessed. We've got a lot of musicians, and we've got multiple groups. Again, we have 2 services. And we have 2 different bands that play. I play for both of them. I play drums for both of them. And that's the thing, too. You guys know me to sing and play guitar, but at church, I'm kind of the only drummer that we have, so I play drums. Now, I do give lessons, so you guys know Stan in the chat, and sometimes you guys might know Logan, too. That's Stan's son. I actually give him drum lessons, and he's been playing drums for the youth group, and he actually played his first Sunday while I was away on vacation. He filled in for me while I was away and played drums, and he did a great job. And so he plays drums. And then I've got a cousin named Luke who also plays drums. He used to play, and then he started helping out at another church. He was playing there. There's a possibility he might end up coming back and playing. And then there's actually some other kids who are interested in learning drums, so we might get a few more drummers. But I usually just fill in where they need me. If they need me to play piano, I can do that, or guitar, whatever it might be. Fab asks, does Quincy have salvation? Absolutely. I am saved by God's grace and by the gift of salvation from Jesus Christ. Absolutely. It's important, I grew up, I grew up with a believing family. I grew up in church, but the biggest difference to me was really the example of my parents, because I eventually got to this age, where I was wondering, like, what's the deal with this whole God thing? What's it all about? But it was clear as day, I could see a difference. My parents, they were just so kind and gentle with everyone. They were so peaceful. My dad had such wisdom that he would share with us kids, and the way he would guide and direct us and correct us, and just such a loving way. They were just, again, I had a friend describe my parents as real angels on the earth, and I think that's such an accurate description of who they are. I saw that. And then I saw other people who weren't really like living the way, what the Bible teaches and putting it into practice. And they always came off to me as so bitter and so angry and always frustrated, always complaining about something, always pointing the finger at someone else. They just did not seem like happy or peaceful people. And so even though I didn't know all the answers, I didn't know it, I just knew there's something to this God thing. There's something to this, because I saw it in the lives of my parents. And I've seen it in the lives of my siblings, and I've seen it in my own life. And so, so absolutely, I'm definitely saved, and I definitely encourage it. I talk about it some. Sometimes I talk about my faith. I definitely, definitely not shy with it or not ashamed of it, but I do try to be careful with how I present it, because as an artist, I'm a believer who is an artist, and that promotes my values and the things that I say. But I do not want to turn. My relationship with God is very intimate, and I don't want to turn God into a mascot. So that's something I try to be very careful with my music. Even though a lot of my songs come from a Christian perspective, I try to be very careful not to come off as, as turning God into a product. That's what and so I can say for myself, I'm still trying to learn how to balance that and try, and how to present that. I just want it to come off as genuine and as authentic as it can be. So, I only have good things to say about what God's done in my life, what He's done in my family's life. And so, absolutely recommend. I know it's kind of tough. All I can say is if you want to know like what a Christian is supposed to be, definitely, look to what the Bible says about Jesus, because that's what Christian means. It means Christ-like. And unfortunately, we do live in a world where a lot of people say, hey, I'm a Christian, but unfortunately their actions don't show what a Christian is supposed to be. And so, I almost can't blame some people who think of Christians as very hateful people. But if you want to know what a true Christian is supposed to be, they're supposed to model the example of Jesus Christ. And if you want to know what Jesus was like, you can read about him in the Bible, in the books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And so you see what he taught, you see the life that he lived, and that's the best example. That's what Christians are supposed to be. So, yeah, thank you. Bless you, sir. And Silas says, amen. I can even tell through some of your songs. Yep. I write about various things. It's very hard. You've only got a few verses and a chorus to say what you're trying to say. And so not all of my songs are biblical themed. It's not like I'm writing about topics from the Bible. I've written love songs, and sometimes that's all I got to say. I'm just pouring out my heart about whatever that situation is. And then sometimes I write about things that do have to relate to, again, Love's Not Fair. That's a song about God's grace. And so sometimes I do write songs about God. Sometimes I write songs about a relationship with somebody that I knew. Sometimes I write songs about my future or just things on my mind, whatever it might be. Now, even if the song isn't directly about God, it's always going to come, again, it's always going to come from my values and my perspective, which is going to be based off of my belief in the Bible. So my song, that's why a lot of my songs are about perseverance, because that's what God has a plan and a purpose for each and every one of us. And so we don't, God has not given us a spirit of fear. There's a lot of people out there who live in fear, who live in anxiety, and they're so scared, and that doesn't come from God. And that's what I try to encourage because of my faith in God. That's what gives me hope. That's what gives me peace. And that's what gives me strength to persevere through whatever challenges life might throw at me. And I just want to encourage others that they have access to that same resource. And so even if my song isn't directly about God, it's always going to be written from a perspective of those values and those teachings. So, in fact, this song, I think this is going to be the last one for the evening, but this is a request from Fab. Fab, thank you for your request. This is my song, Waiting. And to be honest, this is actually a song expressing some frustration that I had with God. Maybe some of you guys, again, if I've made a few posts of this, and so if you see my post of this song, you can find it in the description on the actual video. And I sort of shared kind of a story about it, but this song... Again, I have a dream of doing something with my music, and I always had this idea. I thought it'd be going away. I thought I'd be moving away. And so certain things started happening in my life. I would look into certain opportunities. I mentioned earlier that drum competition I was in, that teen talent thing. I went to nationals. I thought that this is going to be it. I'm going to win, or I'm going to get second place, or someone's going to notice me and be impressed, and they're going to, they're going to give me a record label. I thought that's what was going to happen. Didn't happen, I traveled with a friend to Florida. I went to check out Full Sail University. Thought maybe I'll go to school and I'll get a degree to be a filmmaker, and I'll have a job in the movie industry. But everything they seemed to be teaching, it didn't seem to guarantee a career. It just seemed like they were just going to educate you, and you can learn on YouTube for free. So that ended up being another dead end. And again, I tried the band thing. I tried it a couple times. I tried it once for fun. That didn't work out. I tried it once for real with my friends, and again, that didn't work out. And I've tried time and time again, and it hasn't worked out. And I was seeing my friends, they were kind of moving on with their lives and their careers, and I just felt like I was waiting. When's my thing going to happen? When's something going to happen for me? And again, back in 2011, that's when I had my first seizure. I had my first episode, and I wasn't allowed to drive, and I was scared about that because I thought, if I can't drive, how am I supposed to go anywhere? If I need to go play a show, or if I need to move away to Tennessee or something, to have a career in music, how am I supposed to go anywhere if I'm not allowed to drive? And I was scared, and I was scared to trust God, and I was kind of just waiting, So this song was kind of a frustration of just like, when is it finally going to happen? When is something going to happen in my life? And years later, I look back, I actually almost thought of changing the lyrics to this song, because looking back, I realize now that that God had everything under control. I realized that it has been to my benefit to be patient. It has been to my benefit to stay where I've been, because I've learned so much. I've improved so much. I've grown so much. I'm not the same exact person I was 10, 15 years ago. I've grown and improved so much. I'm a much better version of myself. 15 years ago, I'm not even sure that I liked who I was, but thankfully, I'm much happier with who I am as a person today. And I don't say that boastfully. I say that with gratitude. I'm grateful for the changes, the struggles that I used to have that God helped me overcome, and the things that he's done in my life and the improvements he's made. And I've learned so much. I've acquired so much. Each year I feel more equipped. And again, even with like my seizures, I see that these live streams have been such a blessing to me, because I'm still able to do these streams. It doesn't matter even if I can't drive, I can still do these streams. I still have a way to share my music. And you guys have been such a blessing to me. And so I already just see it. God's been so good in my life. And I was almost tempted to change the lyrics of this song, but I decided to keep it the same, because songs kind of work that way. Songs are sort of a checkpoint, of where we were at that time in life. And I probably wrote this song I probably wrote the lyrics maybe around 2015, almost 10 years ago. Actually, maybe recent than that, maybe more like 6 years ago or something like that. I wrote the lyrics for this song. And at that time, I was kind of frustrated with where I was at in life. But now I'm very hopeful, and now I see a lot of opportunities coming up. I see a lot of things shaping up, and I'm very excited for what's to come. And so that's kind of what this song is about. Just recognize that where you're at in life is not necessarily where you're going to be for the rest of your life. And sometimes you do have to be patient, but sometimes try to understand that maybe what you're going through right now is actually good for you. Maybe it's shaping you. Maybe it's teaching you. Maybe it's helping you, and it's going to better you, make you a better version of yourself. And so just be aware of that. Fab says being kind is important. It's as easy as being mean. I get we can be agitated, but choosing kindness over anger is always a better outcome. Absolutely, definitely. And that's such a great thing to keep in mind. Again, that goes with the idea that love is an action. And hate is an action too. And it's just which one are you going to choose to put out? And so definitely being kind, showing love is definitely the better outcome. Hey, Dwight, appreciate you tuning in. Fab was also saying, try never to have regrets. We all take paths. Find the good reason for that path. And again, I agree with that. Again, rather than looking back with regrets, look back and just learn. Learn from those things. Yes, we all make mistakes. Yes, we're all kind of trying to navigate, and we don't always make the best choices. But those things become valuable in the future because we learn from them, and they help us for the future choices that we have. So that's kind of what this song is. So rather than looking back with regret, it's looking back at this was a time in my life where I was frustrated, but you just keep hanging in there, and eventually things start making sense. Eventually you start seeing how the pieces fit together. So Dwight, I appreciate you tuning in. I do think this is going to be the last song for the stream. If you'd like me to play a song for you, you can find my song in the description. And if you would like to make a request, I will play one more song just for you. But if you're okay with this being the last song, I am planning on this being the last song for the stream. So feel free to make a request if you'd like. But other than that, I'm going to play. This is my most recent release. I just put the song out a little over a week ago. And this is a song called Waiting, and I was just talking about that. I was just talking about how sometimes you can find yourself in a time of waiting in life, and it can be frustrating, but sometimes that time of waiting is actually for your benefit. Sometimes you don't realize how your circumstances are shaping you and teaching you and preparing you for what is in store in the future. So that's kind of what this song is about. Again, I just released the song, so it is available on Spotify. You can download it for free on my Bandcamp, and I did make a video for it also. It's just a simple visualizer, but there's a video on my YouTube channel, so if you guys would definitely check out that video, like it, and comment on it, that definitely helps me out. That supports me and the algorithm and all that, so I definitely appreciate that. So unless Dwight makes a request, I think this is going to be the last one, but I hope you guys like it. This one's called Waiting.
So, this is where we are. Where else have we been? Circling this room, round and round again. Look into my eyes, see if there's a change. Who I try to be is not who I became. Everyone is gone, they found the way out. I will find it till any second now. But when you find me, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. It seems so long ago since we first began. Now that it's too late, maybe this will end. Seeing no results has got me feeling down, but I'll be up again any minute now. But when you find me, I'm still
All right. So there we go. Again, that's my latest release. That one's called Waiting, and that was requested by Fab. Fab, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. And I'll be honest, again, since it's a new song, the backing track is new as well. And there's a few I had to tweak the arrangement a little bit for, like there's certain parts where I'm supposed to pause, and I keep forgetting that. so I got to practice with that new backing track. But either way, definitely nice to have those improvements there. So let's catch up with the chat here, and then I think we will move on. Let's see here. Yep, we had Dwight joining us. Well, thank you. Yeah, Fab says, super honest, insightful show, Quincy. Well, thanks, Fab. And I certainly try to be open, try to be honest, try to be encouraging. So I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, my pleasure. Absolutely. I always enjoy kind of talking those things and sharing them with you. And Dwight says, sounds great, Quincy. Well, thank you, Dwight. I really appreciate that. Again, that's my latest release. If you haven't checked out the video yet, nothing special. It's just a visualizer. But, stopping by and leaving a comment and a like, that helps me out. And, again, that song is available on Spotify, and you can download it for free on Bandcamp. I just posted a link. So if you'd like to listen to it again, you can definitely do so. Let's see here. Great one. Thank you, Silas. Appreciate that. That was great. Yeah, thank you. Third eye, great. Wow. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Fab. Very kind. Thank you, Daniel. Excellent. Yep. Thank you for the applause, Dwight. That lower section was great. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yep. And again, yep, that song is available now. That is my latest release. And that is available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. You should be able to find it there. I did post a video on my YouTube channel. And if you still like to download music, you can download that song for free on my Bandcamp. And again, you can find all that stuff right there. So in that link I posted. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I think we're going to put a wrap on things. A few things that you should know. So one, I'm going to be playing, I wasn't here last week because I was on vacation, but I'm going to make it up to you guys by playing twice this week. I am playing for a festival this Saturday. If you go to Camp G-May's channel, that's Gary's channel, he's got a country fest happening this Saturday. Now, as you guys know, my style of music is not country, but I am going to show up with an acoustic guitar and play an acoustic version of a few of my songs. So definitely appreciate that. Fab says, sorry, I don't listen to Christian rock, JK. Now, I will say, how do I say this? I'm not going to get into another topic here. I would actually debate that Christian is not a genre of music. You can have Christian themes. You can write Christian lyrics, but I don't think there's actually a style of music that is Christian, because Christian is a theology. It's not a style of music. But, that's just me being picky about that definition and stuff. So I think there's just rock bands, and some of them happen to have Christian beliefs, There's rock artists, and some of them happen to have those beliefs. But either way, I know it's all in good fun. But yeah, guys, if you want to see me play for Country Fest, that is on Gary's channel. I'll probably post a link to that on my channel as well. But that's going to be this Saturday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, my set is supposed to be at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm probably going to show up a little early, and things are susceptible to change, so it's probably good to show up early just to be ready and keep your eye on that. But all right, last thing. So that's the first thing. And then one other thing, again, some of you know that I do have merch available now, so I'm going to post a link, get some goodies, and there's a lot you can find there. You can find my music on that link. You can support me if you want to check out the merch store and pick up yourself a cool hat or a T-shirt or a sleeveless shirt or something like that. I've got a few items there that are available now, so you guys can check that out. If you want to show some extra support, there's a virtual tip jar in that same link. And if you guys want to stay notified, again, I just released a new song, going to be releasing more. If you want to stay notified whenever I do release a new song, be sure to sign up for my email list. And that same link at the bottom, you'll see an option to sign up for my email list, and that allows me to notify you directly whenever I have a show coming up. I'll probably send out an email for this upcoming festival. Whenever I go live, whenever I post a new video, release a new song. If you want to stay up to date with everything I'm doing, be sure to sign up for my email list. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I definitely enjoyed spending time with you, chatting with you all, and good to see you guys. After I enjoyed my vacation, but it's definitely nice coming back to such lovely people. I definitely enjoy spending time with you. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time. I forgot my tagline. I'm a little rusty. Just getting back from vacation. I'll be back. Whatever time it is, wherever you're in the world. Until next time.